Hello everybody and welcome back, where today we've got a lot of PSVR2 news to talk about. It seems that every other bloody day is PSVR2 news because the headset is so busy at the moment. A lot of devs seem to be announcing things either for summer or for just right around the corner, which is kind of strange timing. Usually we get a lot of announcements towards the end of the year, but a lot of, especially indie devs, seem to be porting now. I guess because they're anticipating maybe bigger releases at the end of the year and want to get their stuff on the platform as quickly as possible. Before we get into this, only 25% you are subscribed, so please feel free to do so if you would like to. And thank you to our patrons and members for keeping the channel going day after day and week after week. With that being said, let's tackle our first subject of the brand new Phasmophobia update. This happened a couple days ago. It was yesterday's video on the channel, and I've really enjoyed this update so far. It's been a blast to play with friends, adding a bunch of Easter-themed cosmetics around 4 of the maps, and little bunny events that can give you a jump scare, and scared me because I'm awful at horror games. There's a bit of a rework to the sound design of the ghost on these 4 maps as well, and a bit of an overhaul to it visually, giving it a new model. This is also a community event, so everyone's working together to basically finish this and get rewards, same as the events from previous seasons. Give it a go if you haven't already, and also, my crashing issue with the new Bleasdale Farmhouse rework has been fixed, so we can now play that map, although it does run horrendously both flat and VR. Something I really didn't expect was word about a PSVR2 port of Hypercharge Unbox. Now this is essentially a defense game where you play in third and first person, where you play as an action figure, completing objectives, defending against waves of other weaponized toys throughout a co-op and solo campaign. And I believe there is also PvP. The devs came out on Twitter and said the other day that they were considering a PSVR2 port of this once it comes over to console, and also understand the demand for it on other platforms too. This is no surprise because every single time that I see this game online, people are demanding a PSVR2 or VR port of it in general because it does look like a VR game. This sort of game where you're scaled down as an action figure in a massive bedroom is a perfect fit for VR, and I really hope they get this done. And also, it's another game that would push that hybrid VR strategy, so great to see. I mentioned Pirates VR was probably on its way the other day, and this has been confirmed by the latest trailer as 15th of May being the release date. Again, I've spoken to the devs, so I should be getting a key for that at some point, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've seen comparisons drawn between this and, say, Horizon Call the Mountain, as apparently they're both a bit of like a walking simulator with some combat. I personally really enjoyed Horizon. I found the climbing, combat, and walking around the incredible environments to be pretty engaging along with the story, so if it's anything like that, I'll definitely be on board. Apparently there isn't too much actual pirating action on ships, etc. It seems like more the island is the focus, but we'll have to wait and see. My full review of the game will be out as soon as I get access to it and can speak about it. We also got another announcement, which is going to be a very familiar saying throughout this video, of Walltown Wonders. Now this is essentially a little town building game which is meant for mixed reality, and I think it's by the devs that made Hubris, so I'm very excited for how visually great this game is going to look. But essentially in mixed reality, you're building this town in a wall in your own home, which sounds great, but of course we can't do that in PSVR2. We don't have color pass through, it'd look a bit naff. So what they've done is they fully reworked the game to put you in this lovely looking environment that you see in the trailer, and you build the town in the wall there. I really didn't expect this, and I'm quite excited for it now. I love little town builders and city builders. I love Little Cities VR. That was a very chill game, and I'm hoping this one is similar. But we don't have a release date just yet for that one. Green Hell has also had a price drop to $20. Now this survival game, for me, is a little bit too hardcore and doesn't really feel like it is as easy as I would want it to be, if that makes sense. I know that's weird complaining about a survival game being too hard to survive, but there are a lot of mechanics it throws at you, but in co-op especially I did have a really good time with it. Visually it's okay on PSVR2, it looks pretty decent, but co-op I just had a lot of fun with because you're there exploring the game together with a friend. But in solo I did find it a bit overwhelming, but if you're really into your survival games and want something a bit more on the hardcore side, Green Hell is definitely something to look into, especially now the price has dropped permanently. Resist has also released its latest patch. Now Resist is kind of like the Spider-Man with guns game from a couple of days ago. I reviewed my first couple hours with the game and did really enjoy it so far. But the first patch essentially introduces a bunch of improvements, such as less falling through the floor, although I never really encountered any of that, but apparently it was an issue for some players, albeit very, very rarely. They fixed the social screen, which is great. In my review in this gameplay, you can see the right side of the screen kind of glitches out at points. I think that should be sorted now, but we have seen screen tearing in other games just less obtuse than this. Kayak VR is another game that if you pause it frame by frame has horrendous tearing, but you don't really notice it when it's playing normally. But that's fixed now here at least. And it's also introduced a 120Hz Pro mode for the PS5 Pro, so if you've got that console, you'll get some great benefits of Resist feeling even more smooth on that platform. Speaking of 120Hz, rhythm game Smash Drums got announced for PSVR2. Very excited for this, as I've never actually played a drums game. fully at least. I played the demo for Drums Rock and I did really enjoy it, but never got round to the full game. But Smash Drums hopefully will be my first, and it also has 120Hz support. They're utilising all of the PSVR2 features for this one, and I'm very excited to see what they pull off and what songs are included. Penultimately, House of Da Vinci, a great puzzle game that's got raving reviews on other platforms, putting you into the mystery of Leonardo da Vinci's world, releases on May 1st. I have spoken to the devs, I hope I can get a key at some point and get a review out to you when the embargo does lift. And lastly, Zombie Army VR finally got some more details out to us. This one had some mixed reviews from the last event it attended, but I think they've gone back and basically addressed a lot of the issues that people faced. But at least for the PSVR2 port, it's confirmed we're getting full haptic feedback, full adaptive triggers, full headset rumble, eye-tracked foveated rendering, and a native 90Hz refresh rate. This one I think needs to hit because it's a beloved IP by a lot of people, and if it flops at the finish line, I think that could do some damage to VR as a whole if an official port game like this doesn't do very well. So I'm hoping for the best on this one. If they put the attention to detail into all those features, I hope the core gameplay can back it up. Anyway, that'll be all for today. Thank you so much for watching. What's the most exciting piece of news from today? Please do let me know, and I hope to see you all in the next one.